What's Coogee, everybody? So I'm back earlier than expected. So this feels like a repeat. Hold up, pause. This don't look good. This feels like a repeat because I swear I did this last week with the last episode. But you know what? It's fine because we're going to get into an important topic that was brought to my attention this morning. I'll put a screenshot somewhere of a text message my good old friend from college texted me about. And I'm sitting here like, So it looks like I have to move up another episode. As you can see from the title of this episode, I'm not here to play. We're going to get serious. And yeah, so let me just get to introductions. Hi. Hi, I'm Jiayre, and this is Holla Ji podcast. I'm very happy you guys are here. So let's just get these introductions out the way. So go ahead and follow all my social medias, Mr. with 2 R's _expressions. That's all my social medias. I mainly be on Instagram, sometimes Twitter, and Instagram. That's mainly it. So, and TikTok. Forgot about TikTok. So also, if you want to become a Patreon, if you want to see content early, if you want to see like movie breakdowns, music/album breakdowns, what else? Exclusive Holla Ji episodes, then go ahead and become a Patreon. That's only $3. And I'm very excited now to say that Holla Ji is Holla Ji is now on multiple streaming platforms. Yes, I'm talking about Spotify, Anchor, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, etc. There's a link in the description box below. It's an Anchor link. So all you gotta do is click that and then you'll be transported, I said transported, then you'll be sent. Then you'll be sent to the links where you can just go listen to my podcast on all the streaming platforms. And I'm very excited about that. That just literally saved my life. Shout out to my friend who told me that. It was Essence. Shout out to Essence. Also, Apple Music is Apple Podcast. Yes, Apple Podcast is coming very soon. Trying to get that all situated. If you want to donate to my channel, if you want to upgrade my environment, or you just want to send a love offering, there is my PayPal down in the description box below. So if you like this content, if you like what I do, please go ahead and subscribe, like, share, and hit that notification bell so you know the next time I post. Excuse me while I try to get my life together. Is that all the things I wanted to say? I think that's everything I wanted to say. So let's just get into this episode. Y'all see the title. And I'm not here to play when it comes to this because this was just something like, now the fact that this was brought to my attention this morning when I was up tells a lot. So let's just get into it. So let's just get into it. I'm not about to hold y'all up. Let's cut the BS. Okay. Where should I start? I'm hitting my mic and this is not cute. So let's just start off by saying we can't be friends with everybody. That's the truth. That's the very much truth. The title of this podcast today is definitely Be Careful Who You Call a Friend, because you do have to be careful. And that's no joke. Because you can't even be acquaintances with everybody. Not everybody has your best interest. Not everybody wants to see you succeed. And then a lot of people who are really your friends just make sure this is on. Make sure this camera. I look good. Anyway, but everybody who is your friends only come. I say some. I'm not gonna say all. Some of them only come because you benefit them. And 9 times out of 10, sometimes you don't even benefit from them themselves. Or I hope I said that right. They benefit from you. That's what I wanted to say. They benefit from you while you don't benefit from them. Sorry, I had to scratch this back. And you can say that, I can be cool with people. Yes. But you have to understand, at what cost does that give you? I'm saying that because even being cool with people, you're putting your energy towards them. Yeah, you can walk in a room and not give somebody your energy and like say hi, have little conversations, but how much or how long are you going to remain cool with people when you realize that there are environments that you are in that are draining you specifically. Putting your energy into people who aren't going to be around for a lifetime will drain you dramatically. And I'm saying this respectfully, because I know a lot of people out there like me, a lot of people are nice. A lot of people are friendly. A lot of people have this sort of light that they attract when people come around. So people just look at you and be like, oh, they're such a nice person. They're drawn to that light and that energy because you are someone who is approachable. You are someone who can honestly, and I'm going to be honest, actually, when some people see this, when people see the good in people, it's actually they're looking for healing. So this is what I want to say. So be careful when it comes to people who are coming around because they need a healing. They need someone that they can trauma dump. They need someone that they can talk to. But then be careful when they leave you high and dry. And then when it's time for you to reciprocate and get everything off your chest, they're nowhere to be found. So I'm just saying, please be careful who you allow to expel all that negative energy towards, especially when you are absorbing it, especially if you're empathic. That's really a hard, no, that's right there. That right there is a curse for a lot of people, because a lot of people are empathic. A lot of people can feel pain, and a lot of people can feel and understand where that person that they're talking to or a situation that they hear coming from. That's why I understand, like when I look this up, I understand like a lot of people don't watch a lot of dramas. A lot of people don't watch a lot of scary movies because then they start getting tied with the emotions and everything like that. So just FYI for that information. Where am I at? Oh, yeah. The reason why I say being cool will drain your energy dramatically, because especially when you feel uncomfortable in a certain environment with certain people that you know that you don't see yourself being friends with for a long time. Personal experience. And this is when you start putting on a poker face in front of your company. Then you start smiling people's faces, giving them energy. I'm going to say this right now, smiling people's faces, being around them, giving them attention, slight attention, that gives them energy, that drains you, that makes you tired. What did I say here? 'Cause I had to write this down. Because I knew this was too early for me. Putting on this poker face, smiling people's faces, even when they say or do things that make you cringe, uncomfortable. Every time they walk in a room, you walk out. And let's be careful, because a lot of people have this in their own environments. People feel this way in their homes. Your friend invites a friend that you just so cool with, but then they make you uncomfortable, and then you leave the room, your own comfort of your own home. See, that's where a major problem is. You find comfort zone in somewhere that cause it's. I'm sorry, it's early, y'all. It's early, and I wanted to get this out the way, because this is more. I do want to say this is a more serious tone. I was very much trying this week to make a more lighthearted, yes, quote serious, a more lighthearted approach to the episode. But I guess plans have changed, so it's going to be next week's episode. Hopefully, if something does not happen. But of course, I'm going with the flow at this point. But back to what I was saying about that is one important lesson. What time am I at right now? Okay. So an important lesson I think everyone needs to learn is that everyone is not supposed to be your friend. You're supposed to have haters. You're supposed to have people that are only here temporarily. Even if you're cool or you call them your friends, some people are here temporarily. Some people are temporary friends. But then there are some people that just like you can't even put in a friend circle because they're not even meant to teach you something. They're honestly here to show you that you can't trust everybody. And I'm saying that in very much a harsh way, and I'm very much saying that in much of a heartful way, because we've all experienced this. As kids, we don't really pay attention to it. As kids, we really just like, oh, you like this? Oh, let's be friends because we have this in common. And then we start growing bonds, and then we start tying things together. Your favorite color is blue. Well, my favorite color is green. Let's make blue green. You know what I mean? Like that, we find as kids, we're more innocent. We're more in a mind-hearted of let's just do this, let's just do that, and let's just have fun. We're really not worrying about who's around us. We just want to just have fun. And that's just a childlike mindset. That's just the innocent mindset, because literally you don't worry about who's going to backstab you in the end. You don't worry about, oh, you're not good enough for me. You're not helping my growth. You're still in this childlike mindset. I'm still in this adult mindset. You're not worrying about that. And so I think it's very important that we really go through that phase to really understand that we're not in that childlike mindset no more. Everybody grows, even if it's negatively, even if it's positively. It's just you have to see the difference. And sometimes you become good friends from a distance. You may not be always around each other, but you're still good friends. You may not talk here and there, but it's just that connection without even saying it. Does that make sense? And the reason I say that is that's what. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into it. So I've been seeing this for the last 2 days about the news about how you pronounce Shanquella. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I pray to God, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Her rest in paradise right now. Shanquella Robinson. This is not something, this is not evidence, if this is not proof, if this is not literally screaming in your face that you have to watch out who you call a friend, this is, I don't know what you're seeing. So Shanquella, young, beautiful girl from Charlotte, North Carolina. Also, shout out to Lovely T TV for this. I literally after I woke up, my friend texted me and said, you should talk about the Shanquella and tie in how it can be relatable. And as soon as I opened up YouTube, I was scrolling and literally saw Lovely T's TV's video that she just updated on her. So I'm very, very blessed and happy. I'll put in her channel in one of these eyes, or the video itself. But let me just give you a little bit of background. So she was going on a birthday trip with her friends. She got invited to Mexico. I want to say it was Cabo. I believe it was Cabo, Mexico, for a birthday trip for one of her friends. But within not even 24 hours in Mexico, she literally was reported dead. They called her parents and said all this. And see, now people were saying that this was all like she was not feeling good. It was alcohol poisoning, yada, yada, yada. On Queen City News, they interviewed her mom. They explained to her that this is what they found, alcohol poisoning. Her so-called friends who were with her were talking to her saying that she did this, she wasn't feeling good. And her mom reported that everybody was telling different stories. Nothing was adding up. Nothing was making sense. And she was trying to get down to the bottom of this. Now, evidence, on the other hand, the evidence from her autopsy. What did I put? Because I wrote this down. Now, the truth about it was, with the autopsy found that she had a broken neck and her spine was broken. And they said that she was beaten. There was no kind or no type, no percentage of alcohol in her system. Now here's what this is where the disgust continues, because her friends, and I'm putting air quotes on that. Her friends came back while leaving her body there. Strike one. Now, well, strike 1 and 2, actually. And it's so funny that that happened, because I literally put her mom in the interview, literally said she had a heart of gold. She loved everyone. Well, everyone, same difference. And pretty much everybody loved her. And then now it's just this. And I just don't make no sense. Let me continue. Let me just continue with this. Let me continue with the information that I got, because I'm flabbergasted. So let me find the words. Let me think. So it was either November 15th or 16th, one of the two dates this week. A video surfaced of Shanquella naked, by the way. There was a video who was leaked on social media literally fighting her friend. I'm gonna pronounce her name wrong because I don't care. Fuck you. Dejanay Jackson, Deja bitch, whatever her name is. I don't care. She disrespectful. And there was this video of her fighting her. The Jackson girl, she was in pajamas. And like I said, Shanquella was just naked. Just completely. And here's the bitter part, because now there was some multiple names involved, which I think everybody should get locked up, sent to jail for murder. To throw away the key, no bail. So I'm going to name off these names. And, these are the people who was on that trip with these two ladies. And these were the people who watched these two girls fight, did nothing. And if you look up the video, if it's not down by the time this video goes up, if you look at the video and then you listen, you literally hear grown men commenting, talking about she needs to fight back. But then Shanquella did not want to fight back. She said, I'm not going to fight back, which tells me that she's not a fighter. I don't think she's a fighter. And the fact that this literally happened and then you fight somebody who doesn't want to fight just proves how weak you are. But we ain't going to, let's continue. So what's his name? Khalil Cook, Malik Dyer, Winter Donovan, Alyssa, however you pronounce her name, and Nazir Wiggins. I don't care how to pronounce these names anymore. I don't really care. And just, again, these people were just recording. And it was on multiple screens because I want to say there was 3. It was the one that the video, there was one footage of the video that I saw. You can see one camera go into frame. And I believe there was 2 dudes. I'm not going to lie. Which is more ridiculous. And then and then there was someone else. It was all chaotic, ridiculous. And this is why I don't trust none of these people. Because now I'm seeing, I think one of the 2 of the people that was on the trip literally was posting videos about her. And I promise you that their energy was so off, how they spoke, the cadences they did, the word choices. It was something manipulative. They were really trying to manipulate the audience into really trying to dilute themselves from the situation. They wanted the audience to really look at them and be like, oh, look, he wasn't doing nothing. He's saying all this, so he truly cared. Oh, she wasn't doing it. I do not believe it. I don't believe it. Because literally, they were trying to find sympathy in social media so that the fire under that ass don't keep burning. I don't know why. I need the red spatula that Miss Diane. I need to order the red spatula. That's what I need to do. Let me get a red. Oh, excuse me. I need to get a red spatula. Let me just sip this water real quick. Excuse me. Okay. So let's go to my conspiracy theory. This was all planned, and I'm saying this with my chest. Because there's no way. There's no way that this is all just, we just got here. Oh, we were all cooly friends, best friends for life. Oh, and then let's fly to here. Not even 24 hours, drama starts and this girl ends up dead. And in my opinion, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think something happened where I feel like this was supposed to be long drawn out. I think they were supposed to torture her for a minute, but something just happened and just popped off. That's exactly what my conspiracy theory is. I feel like they wanted to make her vacation a living hell. But then something popped off where she just ends up like this, unresponsive. And I just feel like it was, and you know what? And people find the most weirdest thing to hate you for, and that's really what it is. This is really proof and evidence that you need to watch out who you call a friend. Because I have a feeling that there were red flags just being flown, but those red flags were hidden so well that you probably looked at it, looked away, noticed it, was like, was that a red flag? Looked looked back, and it was gone. This makes me, this just pisses me off. My skin is crawling, something's scratching my back, and I don't like this. I just feel like it could be a lot of things. And I honestly think it was jealousy, because doing research and listening to a lot of videos, it was just like, you know, she was a popular hairstyler. She was a popular hairdresser, I should say. I'm going to say hairstyler dresser, because I know she was a braider. You know, on her social media, she was living her best life. Like, literally, she had posts from Jamaica. She was in Tennessee, Vegas. You know, she was doing what she needed to do. She was having fun. Probably this is like, and it's so funny because social media will have so much of an impact on how people look at you. People will look at you and be like, oh, they got this life. Oh, they must got this life. Their money must be right. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, they can pull any girl they want. They can pull any dude. Look at that car. Like, oh my gosh. And it's so funny because social media has impacted us for so much. It just enables our minds to be like, this is their reality. They don't worry about, oh, let's have a conversation with this person. Let's see how they talk. Even though, because literally, a conversation can literally be the breaking point for you getting to know that person. Because you can literally have a conversation with somebody sexy as hell. And if they literally just like open their mouth wrong, it's like, oh, you ugly. That's happened to me 11 times. I can't even count. So that's definitely what you need to do, is definitely be careful of that. And I cannot stress that enough. Everyone doesn't have your best wishes, and the people who literally are around you, calling you best friend, calling you friend, hugging on you, it's the same people wishing on your downfall. And I love this quote that Lovely T said. She said, with friends like this, who needs enemies? Sit with that just real quick. Because I said, wow. With friends like this, who needs enemies? And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. This wolf in sheep's clothing, multiple of them. While this girl's in this, and the only thing that's really like, not even the only downside, one of the main downside is that this whole thing happened in Mexico. So the U.S. authorities can't really charge everybody who was there watching, everyone who was there with her, who knows what really happened, by the way. Because I doubt only one or two people know. I doubt it. There's no way. There's no way one or two people just knows what happened. Ain't no way. But the U.S. can't do nothing because it's on Mexico. Because it was in Mexico. It didn't happen in the U.S. Which, back to my theory. I believe this was a setup. Because yes, you can go to Mexico for vacation. Absolutely. You can go to Mexico for vacation. You can go there to have fun. Yes. But when it comes to something like this where the U.S. can't do nothing, and then you got her parents and her family wanting answers, but then how can they do that, especially with Mexico not really doing anything and still trying to stick with the whole, oh, it was alcohol poisoning. But the autopsy said a whole other thing, and I mean the whole opposite. With no alcohol in her system and two important areas of her body broken. Like, I just somebody needs to press Mexico, and I said what I said. What else? Because I'm just like, because something needs to happen ASAP. That group needs to be routed up. And the gag is, I feel like this is the same group of people who'll be like, oh, we need to protect our black women. But the same people would just ruin a black woman's life over something that they don't. It just flabbergasted me so much that this really happened. Because they knew how, I don't want to say she was naive. That's not the word I want to use. I don't want to say she was naive. How big-hearted she was. There we go. How big-hearted, how she accepted everyone. Because based on what her mom said, that's exactly who she was. And they took advantage of that. And I'm promising you, they are literally like, they were testing how far they could go. And then poof. Everything went left. And I promised that, my theory, I just don't know. I just don't know. I feel like they were going to torture her for the whole trip. But then poof, an accident happened and now they all got blood on their hands. But that's just my opinion. That's just my theory because it just don't seem right. It just don't seem right. And now I'm really curious. Now I want to look up all these people's names and really discover whose birthday. I really want to know. Because I feel like no one posted no pictures I feel like no one posted pictures from Mexico. And if they did, the police was like, delete these. Because oh my gosh, okay. I'm just, Lordy. So this is Jiayre while editing. So looking back, I literally forgot to say, this is why a lot of people remain introverted, not really out there because of dangerous stuff like this and evil intentions that people have. So again, be careful of who you surround yourself with, who you give your energy to, because you'll never know how they treat you in the end. Is that all I wanted to say? Let me look at my notes right now. I think that's all I really wanted to say about this topic. I don't want to keep repeating myself with this. So we're going to take a break real quick. I don't know if I'm going to have like a little business shout out or a sponsored ad or something like that, or music. I probably have music at the beginning for my patrons, of course, because this is going to be copyrighted music. So for my patrons, you will get a song at the beginning. YouTube, I'll find something. If I can't, then I'm sorry. But yeah, let me take a break. I need to calm down. My heart is a little beating. And then the second half of this episode, we're still going to be serious on this topic of you need to be careful who you trust, but a little bit more lighter. So thank you, and I will be back. This isn't sponsored, but I mean, you could sponsor me, but this is a business shout out. Do you want to get the body that you want? Go to My Herbalife, okay? By Zaya Williams. All you got to do is fill out your name, your last name, put your number, your email address, and it will take you to the website where you can start your wellness goals. And that is such a great thing because what you're going to do is basically just fill out the information. What's your gender? What's your age? What's your weight, your height, and your targeted weight goals, and they will put you on a scheduled, I want to say diet, but they could be on protein, whatever suits you to get to your ideal weight. And they will give you recommended items, the prices. You can even get in touch with a coordinator to suggest some things, especially what you're trying to prioritize, how many meals you eat a day, and also how many drinks or glasses of water you take. How moderate you exercise, how many days, and even you can even elevate it if you want to. It's such a good thing because then it gives you the results on how much you need, gives you even recipes of lunch, breakfast, and dinner. Look at those prices. You can't beat them now. And then go to Warren, Ohio. If you happen to be in Warren, Ohio, go to the nutrient store. Yeah, she opened it, giving you shakes, giving you waffles. Look at how good the waffles is. Look at that. Was that tea? Look, Stranger Things Mega Tea. Look at them young customers. All ages are welcome, okay? And just look at it. Just go ahead and follow them. Go ahead and follow Zaya Williams, the owner of this beautiful establishment. Ooh, they look good. Parfaits. They also have events like boxing, yoga. So go ahead and get you some, honey, because you'll never want to miss it. Okay, there we go. Welcome back. So let's continue the conversation about What was the title? Oh yeah, be careful who you call friend. Okay, so excuse me, I got a cough. I lied. No, I don't. I lied. No, I don't. um, so wow, I didn't want this to turn into SMR, but I'm looking at my notes. I'm just like, let's just get into it. Let me tell you, a lot of people choose the wrong friends for a lot of reasons. And one of the main reasons is because, I'm going to be honest, people are scared to be alone in this world, which, understandable. Even though, yes, you come into this world alone. Well, yes, you do. Even twins come in this world alone. But people are scared to be alone. I understand why. I understand. Again, I think social media plays a big part in the everyday life now, just from how social media has grown, just from how social media has impacted my generation, the generation after me, the generation after, especially with people being entitled of being friends with people in the same categories, being people in the same, what they look the same, they attract the same people. It's crazy. But that's just how it is. Like when people look on, because it's so funny that how this does tie into the love life conversation that I had about 2 episodes ago. When I said really social media has such an impact on our love life. It's also our friendships too. It's also the bonds that we have in general. But from my personal experience, I'm going to start with my personal experience. Especially with me having that fear of not wanting to be alone, always wanted to have friends, I became literally a people pleaser. That yes man that would do anything. And I just didn't want to feel left out. I didn't want to be in a corner. I didn't want everybody has a spotlight on them while I'm in the back with the dark. That type of visionary, what type of vision that was? Or what did I just say? You see the vision, what I'm talking about? And it was so funny what happened when I stopped people pleasing. I honestly realized who was truly my friends, who was there because I benefited them. And what else I say? Oh, and those who I was just comfortable being around. You see the different dynamics, you see the different trust levels, you see the different purposes of this person, that person being in my life, and why would I go there and why would I do that instead of just treating them all the same. And then you realize that falling out with certain people is actually a good thing. Let me just see. Did I want to talk about that? I'm sorry. I just want to make sure my notes are okay. Okay, yes. Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about falling out. But I think falling out, especially when it comes to friendships, especially when years upon years coming by, is such an amazing thing. So I do want to bring up my college experience on literally seeing the different perspective when I just stopped saying yes to everybody, when I started standing my ground more in who I wanted in my environment, who I wanted there, who I wanted here, who I had around so I can feel a certain energy. It was actually my last semester in college. I had 3 roommates. We lived in an apartment together. They were a little younger than me. They weren't too younger. I'll say a year or probably a year younger. And, they had friends that they've known for years or they've recently grown attached to and will come around. And so their bonds was more solid than anything. And so there were times when I felt like that outsider that was literally looking from the outside in, even in my own house, which is absurd. How I felt like a whole outsider in my own house. But I think why is because I didn't want to protrude on that bond or that friendship because it wasn't for me. And when you're in that type of environment, it's definitely eye-opening. It's definitely, it's evolutionary. You definitely go through that evolution when you feel that type of sadness and that loneliness and you find comfort in yourself. But of course, I advise you never to make yourself feel like you can't have friends. Because I did have a select few friends. I'm very, very picky now when it comes to friends. So distancing myself wasn't because I didn't like them. That's not what it was. Distancing myself from them was protecting my energy and protecting how I felt when things would, quote unquote, go left. There was no issue. Honestly, there was no issue. I just was just remain things. But of course, there'll be them times where they would just treat me as the outsider. And of course, I felt some type of way at first. I'm like, wow, okay, damn. Is that really what it is? So, there was the discomfort in my own home at the beginning of the semester. So I'll say like a month or two into that semester. But after that, it just became, I was comfortable when they felt, I'm trying to make it make sense. Like I felt I was comfortable when they started making me feel like I wasn't comfortable. But then I was just cool with it because I was like, you know what? There's a reason why I'm feeling this way. Let me get used to it. Let me adapt to it. Let me grow from it. And then I won't feel this way no more. Which it worked. I saw that coming. Which it worked. It worked. Especially with my roommates having certain friends that only benefited off of me for like one or two reasons. And other than that, they didn't need me. I was just like, you know what? Yeah. And then when I started putting the boundaries up, you start seeing the difference. They start being buddy with you at first because you said yes, and then you'll do this and that for them. But when you start putting up boundaries is when their true colors show. Granted, these were people fresh out of high school. But regardless, same difference. Like, you see that. You see the difference. And it's such a great thing that I realized that I was able to see. I didn't say anything. I wasn't like, and now I was like, did you see she or he, how they would do that? No, I didn't do that. I just sat back. I was like, okay, that's all I needed to see, honestly. And so, they honestly, they friends that they got now probably don't like me now. It don't matter. I lived, I learned. It was a short period. It was the evidence that I need going into the real world now. And so my next thing I want to say is that your best friend, the person that you say, oh, go best friend, like the one you really mean, the one you talk to, the one you tell everybody to, the one that you're really comfortable with exposing your dirty truths to, your best friend is either supposed to grow with you or y'all grow apart. There's the falling out. There is nothing wrong with growing apart and falling out with a friend. And I say this is because, for one, this just proves that y'all growing, but sadly, y'all just growing in two different directions. And it's 50-50 chance where you guys grow apart and then you grow back together. Then you're growing side by side. 50-50. It depends on who it is. It depends on who you are when you guys come back together. It doesn't always happen like that. Some people literally it happens and it's coincidence. Some people it's just like I made new friends that match my frequency. But sometimes energetically, a person that you fell out with or a best friend that you are now, y'all not really matching. Y'all not really matching energetically wise when it comes to y'all growth. And sometimes it's so much better to grow apart because you're not really relying on that help from this person who was here while you're here. Because all you're going to do is just bring that person down to your level just to boost you up. And now you're back to this unequal ground. It's very hard to admit that. I'm going to say it right now. I've seen it happen a bunch of times in high school, college, even after college, where a lot of friends that I had in high school that I'm still cool with, I'm still friends with them, I'm still friendly with them, I'm still cool with. I just don't see them like I used to. But like in high school, a lot of my friends that used to be close friends fell out. Some of them are still together. Some of them, even though, yes, it was in high school. But, you will think, because I'm still best friends with my best friend in high school. So it still works. It still grows. And now she's literally the mother of my two godkids. So, and so it just shows you who you are meant to be with. It's who you're meant to be with, who is supposed to be part of your tribe forever, who is supposed to grow with you because all my friends now are still growing. All my friends now are discovering who they are. They know what they want. Some of them have kids. Some of them are married. Some of them are building homes, have their own place, have literally growing businesses, doing things. They're starting from the bottom to get to the top. It's where the place I'm at right now. And that's growing from the bottom to the top so I can reap the benefits of my rewards and my hard work in the future, which you should always want to match frequency with your friends. They don't have to be on your level, but if they're working their ass off to get to your level, well, not even your level, their own personal level that's similar to yours, then that's your friend. Not someone who is literally trying to compete with you. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with family competition, but there's still something wrong with them trying to one-up you. Be like, oh, I got this award. Oh, like, well, I got this award. And it's just a constant battle of, yeah, let's outdo one another. Now, that's not a good friendship. That's just competition. And, yeah, I think you just need to duck that altogether. So, with that being said, I think that phrase right there is very important. People look at it as such a negative and bad thing. It's just like, oh, I can't keep a friend. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be alone. I can't do this, that, and the fifth. No, it's just that person isn't meant to be your friend forever. They were here to show you something. They were here to teach you something. They were here to reveal something to you. Yes, 9 times out of 10, you were like, I wasn't expecting you to be the one to prove that to me. Well, damn. Look at what God can do, or the universe, or spirit, or whoever you worship. I don't judge. Look what has been presented to you. It's that reason. It's that cause. It's that solution. So sometimes it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt bad. You're gonna be really sad about it. You're like, damn, I thought we were gonna go further than this. But you're part of this crowd now. You're revealing this true colors that I didn't see you. Let them reveal their true colors. If their colors don't match with you, then that's fine. It's just two different things. So the next thing you do when it comes to that, because some 9 times out of 10, I know you're gonna feel sad and upset and angry. Let yourself feel those emotions. That's what you have to do to accept this whole situation, to move forward and to find new friends that match you, that match your frequency, that can contribute to your growth and possibly stay with you for the rest of your life, you know? Even if it's only a few. I only have a few close friends. Literally, I can count them both on both my hands, possibly one. But there's nothing wrong with having a small group of friends. That keeps you so much in tune with them, because then you're only paying attention to that small group of friends that you're putting energy to, and not just this whole big list of people that you have to spread yourself thin for. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with having a small group of close friends who you are going to ride or die with, that you're going to do possibly whatever it takes. If they ask you for something that you know they're going to honor their word, yeah. And so it's just, people look at this as a bad thing because they don't want to end up alone. But I do want to tell you that being alone is such a great thing. It was the best thing for me, which, yes, I think I've grown out of the phase of me being alone. So now I need to be more social. Now I need to get myself out there. Hence this podcast. I just need to open myself up to a lot more. Because I think I'm done being the isolated hermit, and now I'm ready to just like burst out and just see what the world has to offer, see what I can do, see how I can benefit people, see how my energy can influence people. Because at least I recently just went out with my friends, because I was like, I texted my best friend, I was like, I need to go out. I really do. Next thing you know, I'm seeing people I saw her. I'm literally seeing people I haven't seen since high school. We was dancing. I got drunk. Yes, I did. I was not sober. I had a great time. Regardless of the extra drama, that had nothing to do with me. That's why I had a good time. The drama had nothing to do with me. I was witnessing it, but I still had fun. regardless. I was, even though deep down the toxic side of me was ready to break up a fight. I'm not gonna lie. I was ready for someone to fight. That's so toxic. That is so toxic. I was ready for somebody to get fought. Like I was ready to pull some people off. Like I needed that thrill. You know what I mean? I wanted that thrill. But it didn't happen. The night ended peacefully. I didn't get home till like 4 o'clock in the morning. But it was a great time. I was glad. I'm glad I got into the bar that's where I'm at, Jersey, then the M Bar, because the M Bar connected with Jersey's here in my city. There's a dress code, so I'm glad I got in what I was wearing. So thank God the security explained. He said, "Well, me and my best friend was like, what do I have to do to get in?" And all I had to do was just keep the jacket that I had on and take my hat off, and I got in the club. We took shots, even though I realized in the club the shots were $1 more than what it was in the bar, which I was even though yes, I think it was a club, but I think it's just because it was a club. But anyway, I digress. Back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, back to being alone. It is okay to be alone, and it is okay to feel alone. And I'm saying this because sometimes you have to distance yourself from people, and I mean friends, families, siblings, etc., etc., etc. Emotionally, physically, and mentally. It could be for a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple months, and up to a year. I think it's important for your growth to just sit and be alone and accept yourself alone. Yes, it's easier said than done. Yes, it's a situation where you're going to feel just isolated, like you have no one to turn to. Of course you do. But I think being alone shows you so much of yourself, writing it out, dancing it out, singing it out, getting into new hobbies, discovering what it's like to be your first priority and your only priority for a short time. I think that's what I did when I went to college, is that I really distanced myself from my family, quote unquote, which I really did because I was at college. And of course I had friends, but sometimes I would just be in my dorm alone, watching a movie, enjoying my own company. And now, of course, I get older and I was like seeing everybody in relationships, seeing everyone have kids, seeing everyone getting engaged, seeing everyone getting married. It starts to linger and it starts to wonder like, that looks nice now. I've been single for this long and I've been enjoying my company for this long. So when am I going to enjoy the company of someone else so I can enjoy both of our companies while I'm still me? You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. I really hope, but that's just mine. But back to my friends thing and my own relationships this time. With falling out, I remember about 2+ years ago, I fell out with a group of friends from high school that I kept in touch with even through college. I would have to say, I want to say it was senior year of college. So that was 2020? Yeah, 2020, I fell out with them. Granted, this was something that I did. So I'm not really blaming them. It was a joke gone too far. And it offended someone dramatically. So I take responsibility for that. And I understand how much that impacted them. But, I loved our bond and I loved our messiness, friendly, because we was messy. I ain't gonna lie. We were a little messy and petty. We had our teas together because I promise you, we would always be gossiping about people because people always, it was fun. It was fun. But I remember consistently, they kept bringing up my absence in the group chat. And, I could never explain why. All I kept saying was I'm busy. And I'm going to say right now, and it's so funny because now I'm thinking about it and now I'm realizing this. But in all honesty, we were growing apart. I was growing apart from them. And I kept holding on to that friendship because I didn't realize that. And I think it's because I wanted to keep that friendship so bad because it was a friendship that I've known for a long time. And they were one of the few people that I just kept in touch with. They knew a lot of secrets of mine. I knew a lot of secrets of them. We would talk about anything. But in all honesty, I'm realizing that we really were growing apart from each other. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a hard truth to face. But then but that's the only way I can explain it. Why I was so absent from the group chat, while I was so in my present at the moment, being in college, trying to experience this, talking to the friends I have now. That was the only explanation. It wasn't that I didn't still have love for them. No, I did. Because when they would text me, I would look at the group chat and I would reply back. Sometimes I didn't reply back. And sometimes I didn't even notice they text me until I see, I think it's Facebook Messenger. They just tagged me and whatsoever. But, listen to your heart when it comes to that. Sometimes your heart is on the verge of breaking because it knows it's time to break. Your heart cannot heal if it doesn't break. If your heart is whole, it cannot heal. Our hearts heal multiple times emotionally. I have to tell you that. Multiple times a year, our hearts heal, even if it's just a crack. Hearts don't break down the middle. Hey, tell me how does it happen? Anyway, money's in my head. But back to what I was trying to say something. I forgot what I was going to say. But it's a good thing. I hope they're literally having the best time of their life. I hope they're living. I hope they're surviving. I hope they're thriving in life. And I hope I'm just sending positive energies. What Ariana Grande said, she said, losing friends left and right, but I just send them living like, come on, good karma, my aesthetic. Hey, keep my conscience clear. That's why I'm so magnetic. Manifest it. I finessed it. Set my pen and write some love letters to heaven. Anyway, let's continue. I'm almost done. The close friends that I have now, or even the friends I reach out to and say hi, or even support me, like a few have, those are the people who are growing in the same or similar direction I am with me right now. Doesn't mean that people who I fell out with or lost contact with isn't growing. It just means we're growing in different directions. Wow. Accepting this will help you dramatically. Yeah. I'm going to rephrase this because even though for the people who are close friends I have now, again, like I said, but also the people who just, when I post, put a heart stamp on it, put a like, put congratulations, put that you're doing a good job, post that you are doing the damn thing. Because I know an old friend of mine from high school, oh, ew. Look at that frequency. That looks ugly. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my recording if you're watching me from YouTube. And it's just like, wow, that looks so ugly. But anyway, I'm going to have to edit that. But an old friend from high school was literally texting me back. And she gave me this whole paragraph. She tried to catch up, which I'm going to have to reach back out to her. Shout out to Paige. She was definitely yeah, we haven't talked this long, but you are doing a great job. And I was just like, wow, that was unexpected. And so it was the energy that I needed. Because people that I haven't even talked to high school is doing that. That's such a great energy from her. And I'm sending so much love and energy. But some people who grow in your direction, grow opposite direction than you. Some people are growing right beside you. Some people are growing the same direction as you, but on a different road, which it's hard to accept. But it will help you dramatically once you realize it. And it's only going to take that one friendship that you fall out with. It's going to make you realize it after that. And then after that, you're going to look at friendships differently, and you're only going to accept the ones that are worth it, that are worthy. You're going to be cool with a lot of people, but then again, be selective on who you're cool with because you're still giving energy towards that person, people in general. And so I say this because even as an adult, that's when it hits hard. Yes, you realize this in high school and middle school as teenagers, but as an adult, it hits way different. Because you're still young while you're a teenager. Granted, I'm still young. I'm only 24. I'm still young. But when you're a teenager young, it's just so different. It's such a different perspective because you're going to make a friend again like that. But you can find this out whatever. And so, finding the people who you are meant to be with and around you for a lifetime, it's not going to take a day to find them. And one of my spiritual friends, my shaman TJ, he says literally all the time, you try to find your tribe. You're literally trying to find that tribe that you can always rely on and click with. And sometimes you find the people you're meant to be with little by little. Probably one person a year, one person every 6 months, one person probably every couple of years. But it's okay because it takes time. it could take a while. It literally could take you until you're old and ready to go on from this earth, you know, when you find out real people. And new additions are always added. As people grow, randomly people will be just contacted with you, just connected with you in such a positive way. Because we all, in a spiritual sense, we all have soul tribes, which, if you don't know, which is reincarnations. This is a spiritual talk, so just like, don't mind me if you're not into this, but it's just like soul tribes are like this spiritual connections. It's like the same souls that are connected with each other, which technically are soulmates. Granted, we all have multiple soulmates, like souls that we've reincarnated that we just automatically connect with, and we automatically have a bond with. And we always, from every lifetime, every reincarnation, they connect. Sometimes they don't even connect, because sometimes that soulmate, like say we have six soulmates here. One, two, three, four, five, six. And two of them, say the four has connected, but two of them have not. One is this way and the one is over here. They have not connected with them because they haven't grown into that yet. And sometimes, 9 times out of 10, they probably won't even find them because they haven't grown. They probably just grow differently. But when they grow differently, there's always two people who will replace them to complete the tribe. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I hope that don't. It's early. It's not even 12 o'clock in the afternoon yet. But I did want to put some emphasis on that because I feel like that's very, 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 very important. But yeah, it's just, so I think that was all. I wanted to say today. I'm trying to look at my notes to make sure everything is okay. I talked about that. And so, yeah, I don't know this is probably the end of the podcast. I don't know what music or commercial things I put in it just to give y'all a break from my voice, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if I didn't, this was a continuous thing. I love you guys so much. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Comment below what you thought about this. Comment below on your experiences. I would love to read your experiences. Click the notification bell so you know the next time I post. And I might just start like posting the full episode, but also posting like mini clips of each section. Like I know for a fact I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do 2 extra videos, like 2 short videos, since this generation and below me does not like to consume, or I shouldn't say that all the generations below me, like we're being trained to not consume long-term content, even though I love long-form videos because it passes time by when you're doing something and you just want to have something in the background and listen. But I think that's what I'm going to do, that, especially as I gotta make the TikTok. But anyway, that's for my work ethic right now. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait for the next episode, whatever it is, because at this point, I pray that I know what it is and I can plan ahead. But sometimes that's just not how life works. So see you guys next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope I could help you towards healing, and just give you a word. So peace out.